Are you safe? Are you breathing? Hi, welcome back to Child Boom. Today, I'll be sharing about the ABCs of safe sleep, SIDS, and room sharing versus bed sharing. This video will primarily be focused on creating a safe sleep space for your baby. But make sure to stay tuned for a future video on infant and baby sleep, including wake windows, sleep schedules, and ideal sleep environments. By now, you've probably heard about the ABCs of safe sleep. This is an acronym to help you remember what to do. A stands for alone. Nothing should be with your baby except for the clothes they're wearing, a tightly fitted sheet, and a pacifier if your baby takes one. This includes pillows, blankets, toys, bottles, and it also includes some unsafe products such as crib bumpers, body positioners, or loungers. Next year, in the summer of 2022, new regulations will be passed regarding the sales of unsafe infant sleep products. But until then, you'll still see them sold in stores, online, and recommended by other parents. B stands for back. Your baby should always be placed to sleep on their back. But once they can roll over on their own, you don't need to constantly flip them back over. This was something that we really struggled with because our daughter hated sleeping on her back. In the beginning, when she could be tightly swaddled, it was a little easier. But I will admit, we primarily let her sleep on her stomach. And my husband and I would constantly be checking her to make sure she was still breathing. C stands for crib, or another safety-approved sleep space. We had a bassinet set up in our room and a pack and play with the bassinet insert for our living room. If your baby falls asleep somewhere else, like the couch, a swing, or their car seat, move them to a safe sleep space as soon as you can. Even if you're watching your baby, asphyxiation can happen with no warning signs. D, or S, is a new one that's been added to the acronym. It stands for don't smoke or smoke free. Babies exposed to smoking are at an increased risk for SIDS. SIDS is another acronym that stands for Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. It's an unexplained death of an infant with no known causes. This is not the same as suffocation, which is also a common cause of death for infants as well. After 6 months, the risk decreases, but the most likely age to be affected by SIDS is 2 to 4 months old. Room sharing is recommended for at least 6 months and ideally up to a year. For the first few months, or sometimes longer, babies very rarely sleep through the night. It will help both you and your baby to be close to one another. Bed sharing is not recommended until after 1 year of age. If you do bed share, there are 7 things to help ensure a safe sleep environment for you and your baby. Even if you don't plan to fall asleep with your baby in your bed, it could happen. It's better to set yourself up just in case. First, no smoking. Second, everyone in the bed is sober. This includes alcohol, drugs, and heavy medications. Third, nursing mother or attempting to nurse. Your baby will want to be close to your breast, and you will naturally get into the cuddle curl position, which is a side-lying position where you essentially are curled around your baby. Fourth is a healthy, full-term baby. Premature babies and babies with health conditions are at a higher risk of SIDS and suffocation. Fifth, baby must be on their back. Sixth, no sweat, no swaddle. The general rule is that you want your baby to be dressed in 1 layer more than you are, and they also need their hands and arms unrestricted and free to move. Lastly, number 7 is a safe sleep surface. The mattress needs to be firm, so no air beds or water beds. No heavy blankets, pillows, or toys, and keep any cords or strings out of baby's reach. If your bed is up against a wall or another surface, stuff a baby blanket or towel in the cracks. And lastly, if you use a light sheet, don't cover baby's head. For about the first month, my husband and I took turns holding our daughter while she slept on us. Thankfully, we were both able to be home together during this time and had no other obligations except for caring for our new baby. I would stay up during the night, and he stayed up during the day while I took naps. Because of this, though, our daughter had a difficult time sleeping when it came to daycare. They always placed her to sleep on her back, and she wasn't able to roll over yet. They put her in this magic Merlin sleep suit, and it seemed to work great for her while she was there. In the first couple of months, swaddles are very comforting for your baby and can help them to sleep longer stretches. We were given a few swaddles by friends, and I even ended up buying her another one in desperation to get her to sleep longer. Once your baby shows signs of rolling over, or at 8 weeks old, swaddles should no longer be used. At this point, you can transition to a wearable blanket or sleep sack. There is much more that I could talk about regarding newborn sleep, but I'll save that for a future video. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to help your fellow and soon-to-be parents. And I'll see you next week for another episode of Child Boom. Bye!